Hungary's new Prime Minister, Peter Magyar, has taken his oath of office, vowing to make good on the promises that powered him to a massive electoral victory over Viktor Orban. After 16 years of autocratic rule, Magyar has vowed to tackle corruption and to make Hungary a far more cooperative member of the European Union.
Crowds gathered outside Hungary's parliament building, waiting to celebrate their new prime minister. While inside, the inauguration was taking place. Peter Magyar used his address to share his vision of change.
The Hungarian people have given us a mandate to end decades of drifting, to open a new chapter in Hungary's history, to change the government and change the system, to start again.
He also apologized for some of the transgressions of Viktor Orban's autocratic government.
What happened to many of our fellow citizens is unacceptable. Therefore, allow me, in the House of Hungarian Constitutional Continuity, as the Prime Minister, to apologize.
After being sworn in, Hungary's new Prime Minister was finally able to greet his supporters.
I'm here because I'm happy that Viktor Orban's regime is gone. I love liberty.
Well, we came actually from Warsaw, from Poland, to take part on these celebrations here and to express our joy about the change in Hungary, which is a pretty important thing for Europe.
Especially that they have a two-thirds majority in the parliament. It's really a big, let's say, life-changing opportunity.
And a visible sign of change was the European Union flag hanging on the parliament building, ending its long absence under Orban. And with emotions riding high, Magyar followers celebrated the start of a new era of politics in Hungary and Europe.
Shoshana Vig is a Program Officer with the German Marshall Fund's European Resilience Programme, joining us from Washington, D.C. Shoshana, great to see you. For starters, how would you describe the significance of this day in Budapest?
It's a historic day. It's both an end and a beginning. It's the end of Viktor Orban's 16 years rule and the first day of what will likely shape up to be a regime change. Peter Magyar is facing a historic challenge to reform the state, to restart the country's economy and recommit Hungary to the European Union and reconcile its partnerships within its alliance.
Yeah, Magyar won in a landslide. The honeymoon looks like it's been a really fun and cleansing experience for those glad to see the back of Orban. But what happens after the street party, after the dancing that we saw? What do Hungarians expect of their new leader now?
The expectations are really high and complex. People do expect accountability for the past 16 years, the wrongdoings of the Orban government, the corruption, the abuse of power. They also do expect that Peter Magyar delivers on his promises when it comes to the reform of the state, the social sector, education, healthcare, and to restart the economy, to tackle inflation, to bring growth. So the challenge is really complex, but I think there is an understanding at the moment in Hungary about this complexity. So I think the honeymoon period will still last a while, but not forever.
Yeah, you alluded to it, the structures that Orban left behind, the pro-government media, politically influenced courts, a crony economy. Can Magyar really reform all of that? Or is it more simply that he can't afford not to reform those things?
It's both. He definitely cannot afford not to move ahead with reforms, because if he does not start changing structures, then those cronies, loyalists who have been placed in key positions will block his government agenda. So institutional and eventually also constitutional reforms will be necessary. And he does have the 2/3 majority, constitutional majority, to drive ahead these reforms. So unlike, for example, in Poland, he will have more flexibility to deal with the veto players who have been installed into the system.
Right. So the headline in Ukraine, the headline here in Berlin to a large extent, and the headline across Europe was about this, how this election result changes Hungary's relationship with the EU. Is it, though, fair to say that Magyar is not necessarily the antithesis of Orban in that he does not embody completely pro-EU, pro-Western image that people might be projecting onto him?
He's certainly not a Euro-federalist, but his program and also the actions of this very first day do signal a very clear commitment and recommitment to Europe, to the European Union. The first decision made in the parliament was reinstalling the EU flag on the parliament building. The Ode of Joy, the European anthem, was played alongside the Hungarian anthem as Peter Magyar took office. So there are a series of symbolic gestures. It's also Europe Day when this ceremony took place. What we should not expect is that all conflicts will disappear. Peter Magyar will prioritize pursuing the Hungarian national interest, and that is going to be his primary focus. And if a strong Europe is necessary for that, of course he will support that, but his goal is not to build a European federation.
Shoshana Vig with the German Marshall Fund's European Resilience Programme. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.